Hello everyone! Today's lesson is going to be a little different and super exciting. I'm sharing 5 great shows to learn English with in 2025, plus 2 binge-worthy series as a bonus. Binge-worthy means something so engaging and entertaining that you want to consume it all at once without stopping. If you are new here, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell down below, because every week we create lessons just like this one to help you understand your favorite movies and TV series without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. And the best part? You'll pick up some useful English phrases as we go along. As always, we prepared the vocabulary practice for this lesson on our Real Life English app. You will find the special link in the description to activate the flashcards for free if that's your first one. And you can continue watching this lesson there to get a better immersive experience. Have a smooth transition into your vocabulary learning session. So are you ready? Let's dive in. And the first show on my list is Netflix's newest release, No Good Deed.
It's a shame people find out what really happened in that house.
Huh? What?
You think you can scare me, Mikey?
First, let's talk about the title. A deed is an action you take, something you do. The phrase no good deed comes from the saying, no good deed goes unpunished, which means that even when you do something kind or helpful, it can sometimes lead to problems or unexpected difficulties. In other words, you get punished for what you did. Now, about the show. Lisa Kudrow, who we all remember as Phoebe from Friends, plays Lydia Morgan. Lydia and her husband are trying to sell their beautiful Spanish-style villa in Los Angeles. The show was inspired by the director's own experience with house hunting. House hunting is the process of searching for a home to rent or buy. So she turned her house hunting experience into this dark and funny story. Oh, and by the way, someone looking for a house is called a house hunter. In the show, you will hear a playful, non-standard form, house huntees. Check this out.
Good morning, house hunties. Welcome back.
Hello again. Oh, look at the stained glass.
So this murder mystery follows 3 very different families who are all vying to buy the same house. To vie means to strongly compete for something, and that's exactly what you see in the show.
The show is the TV version of like a page turner.
Things get revealed episode after episode.
If you enjoy dark comedies with a good mystery and strong performances, No Good Deed is definitely worth checking out. And the second show on my list is Black Doves.
She's been feeding us government secrets for 10 years now. I don't need to tell you how lucrative that's been for us.
Do you remember Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann from the Pirates of the Caribbean? Well, she's back and completely transformed in the Netflix's new spy thriller, Black Doves. This show has already been called the best spy series since James Bond. That's a big deal. If you love exciting spy dramas with emotional depth, this is a must-watch. Plus, it's packed with dark humor and action. The story follows Helen Webb, a seemingly normal wife and mom who secretly works as a spy for an organization called Black Doves. She's been selling government secrets while living her double life. Things get intense when her secret lover is assassinated, and Helen teams up with an old friend, an experienced hitman, to uncover the truth and protect her family. A hitman is a professional assassin, someone paid to kill people. And let's watch this short clip again to pick up some nice vocabulary there.
She's been feeding us government secrets for 10 years now. I don't need to tell you how lucrative that's been for us.
So I told you earlier that Helen Webb was selling secrets. Feeding secrets is another way to say it. You know, when you feed your child or your pet, you give them food. When you feed somebody some kind of information, you provide that information to a person. And can you guess from the context the meaning of the word lucrative?
I don't need to tell you how lucrative that's been for us.
Lucrative means profitable, producing a lot of money. With just 6 episodes, this show is perfect for a weekend binge. And the fact that Netflix gave the green light for the second season, even before the first season premiere, well, this should tell you everything you need to know about the show. So add Black Doves to your must-watch list today, and remember, learning English can be fun, natural, and something you look forward to every day, especially with shows like this to keep you hooked. By the way, on our Real Life English app, you'll find tons of amazing movies and series recommendations through the lessons we create for you. Why is learning on the app the best alternative to traditional courses? The simple answer is convenience. The app is always there for you, offering lessons filled with useful vocabulary anytime you need it. We learn a language to communicate, and using the right vocabulary is essential to feeling natural and confident when speaking English. But let's be honest, how often do you forget the words you've learned? That's where the Real Life English app comes in. Every lesson like this one includes a deck of flashcards designed to help you never forget what you've learned. By practicing just 10-15 minutes a day, you'll transfer these new words from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. And there is more. With our spaced repetition software, the app ensures you review the words at just the right time, right before you're about to forget them. So your vocabulary sticks for the long term. I highly recommend checking it out. The app is free to download. Just search for Real Life English on the App Store or Google Play, or click the link in the description below. It's free to get started, so go and download it today. And the third show on my list is Resident Alien.
Who are you?
I'm Harry Vanderspiegel. I'm a doctor. My character is an alien. So there's that.
What I love about this show is its humor and the fact that the main character learned English the real-life way by watching series, and in the show the alien watches Law and Order and uses the shadowing technique. Check this out.
I got news for you, Cosette. There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality. I got news for you, Cosette.
I've got news for you, Cassette.
The story goes like this. An alien crash lands on Earth, takes over a doctor's identity, and hilariously struggles his way through human life while secretly working on its mission, humanity's destruction. But somehow, he starts to like us. Unfortunately, he doesn't have real-life English coaches to learn English with. That's why there are funny moments with misunderstandings like this one. Check this out.
Douche. Bag. A small syringe for douching the vagina. Images. What the hell? Taint.
Douchebag is a slang vulgar word for an unpleasant person. By the way, the name of the show, Resident Alien, is a play on words with a dual meaning, combining legal terminology and the show's premise. In the United States, a resident alien is a legal term used to describe a non-citizen who resides in the country with proper documentation, like a green card. The term applies to someone who is foreign, but officially recognized as living in the US. The title humorously applies this concept to the main character, an actual alien from another planet who is stranded on Earth. To be stranded is to be stuck. He crash lands on Earth, pretends to be a small-town doctor, and tries to blend in as a human while secretly planning his mission. When you try to blend in, you try to look normal or act like everyone else so that you don't stand out. If you're looking for something funny, smart, and a little weird in the best way, Resident Alien is a must-watch. So if you love stories with supernatural elements, the next show is for you. Wednesday, Season 2 is set to premiere on Netflix this year, and it is said to be among the most anticipated releases of 2025. This show has won fans worldwide, and now it's the right time to go and rewatch season 1 in English. The plot is full of secrets, hidden motivations, and surprising twists. The show follows Wednesday Addams, a teenage girl from the famous Addams family, as she starts at Nevermore Academy, a school for outcasts and supernatural beings like her. An outcast is a person who is not accepted or rejected by society. However, Wednesday isn't happy with her parents' decision to lock her there and is determined to escape.
You have nowhere to go. As usual, you underestimate me, Mother. I will escape this educational penitentiary, and you will never hear from me again.
You are a brilliant girl, Wednesday, but sometimes you get in your own way. I'm sure you'll grow to love Evermore and find it as life-changing as I did.
Her mother says a Wednesday sometimes gets in her own way. To get in your own way means to create obstacles for yourself, often unintentionally. And there is an interesting use of the word to grow. Morticia says her daughter will grow to love this place. When you grow to love something, you gradually start loving what you didn't appreciate in the first place. English learners will find the show particularly interesting because Wednesday uses advanced vocabulary and idiomatic expressions. Take this one, for example.
You know, it's a small school and there wasn't much online about you. Oh, you know, you should really get on Insta, Snapchat, and TikTok.
I find social media to be a soul-sucking void of meaningless affirmation.
Void means a completely empty space. Here, Wednesday says social media sucks the soul out of you. It consumes your energy without providing any depth or value.
You know, it's a small school and there wasn't much online about you. Oh, you know, you should really get on Insta, Snapchat, and TikTok.
I find social media to be a soul-sucking void of meaningless affirmation.
Affirmation means positive reinforcement or approval. It refers to the validation people seek or receive through likes, comments, and shares. So she finds social media to be an empty place with no real value. Whether she likes it or not, moments like Wednesday's quirky dance scene went viral on social media, creating a cultural phenomenon and drawing more people to watch the show. So if you don't want to miss out on this one, give it a shot. Another series with a supernatural mystery vibe, Stranger Things, is number 5 on my list. To be honest, I'm not a fan of horror movies, and this one is probably the scariest show I've seen in years. What made me watch it? Music. It's a huge part of what makes the show so captivating, perfectly blending genres like horror, sci-fi, adventure, and heartfelt drama. The show is also a love letter to the 80s. So it's filled with references to the pop culture and technology of that time. Moreover, the mix of kids, teens, and adults makes the show relatable for a wide range of viewers. There's something for everyone. My favorite character is Max. When she first joins the series in season 2, she's an outsider. She's also very independent and knows what she wants, and she remains true to herself. From the start, Max didn't try to find ways to fit in, to win over new friends, and to make others like her. Over time, she earns their respect, and not by changing who she is, but by staying true to herself and proving her worth through her actions. We can learn a nice idiom with Max from this scene. Check this out.
So now we just need to sneak into his lair in the Upside Down and drive a stake through his heart. If he even has a heart.
A stake? Is he like a vamp? Is he a vampire?
It was a metaphor.
Driving a stake through the heart refers to a common way of killing vampires. Stake is a wooden stick or post pointed at one end. However, outside the vampire context, this phrase is used metaphorically to mean putting an end to something completely and permanently. Here they want to get rid of this monster from the upside-down world. So it's a somewhat dramatic way to say you're finishing something once and for all. By the way, we made a great lesson comparing the seasons, which you may check out on our channel. And now Stranger Things fans are expecting the final season to be released this year. While Stranger Things dives into supernatural battles, Shrinking explores the equally complex and often funny battles within ourselves. Shrinking comes from the word shrink, a slang word for a psychiatrist. Shrinking is a dramedy about Jimmy, a grieving therapist who begins to break professional norms by being brutally honest with his clients. This unique approach creates funny and touching moments, making the show relatable and engaging. Jimmy feels so authentic. You feel his pain, you understand his frustration, and his honest desire to speak his mind. By the way, the phrase "to speak your mind" means to say what you really think. When watching this show, I learned a new word for me, a vigilante. You might have heard the word vigilant. It means watchful or observant. But the word vigilante usually describes someone who takes the law into their own hands to achieve justice outside official channels. It may be a person who is not a police officer, but who tries to catch and punish criminals. The best example would be Batman. Here in this scene, Jimmy calls himself a psychological vigilante, referring to his unorthodox and rule-breaking approach to therapy. Check this out.
You trust me, Sean?
Fuck no.
Doesn't matter. I'm a psychological vigilante.
You a what?
Let's go find you someone to beat up.
Wait, what? Where the fuck are you going?
Therapists usually stick to professional rules, like staying neutral and avoiding giving direct advice. But Jimmy throws that out the window and starts getting directly involved in his clients' lives instead. Actually, the term psychological vigilante was coined by his boss, played by Harrison Ford, after Jimmy opens up about how he approaches helping his clients. It's such a great moment and totally worth checking out.
Sorry. It's just... Look, we know what they should do. You know why? Because it's pretty fucking simple. I get sad when I do this thing. Maybe don't do that fucking thing. We know the answer. Don't you ever want to just make them do it?
Great idea. We just rob them of their autonomy, any chance they have to help themselves, right? And we become what? Psychological vigilantes?
Oh my God, I'm like sensing the sarcasm, but...
Shrinking is the kind of show that makes you laugh, cry, and appreciate the messy beauty of life. You will love it. And if you are drawn to heartfelt stories like Shrinking that explore grief and healing with humor and honesty, you'll definitely love A Debt to Me. It's a darker, twistier journey through grief, secrets, and unexpected friendship. The show follows Jan, a widow with a sharp tongue, and Judy, a woman with a complicated past. Their unlikely friendship blossoms through a grief support group. But some secrets are coming to light in the most unexpected ways. You will binge the whole thing before you know it. Every episode is packed with jaw-dropping revelations that keep you guessing until the very end. Jaw-dropping means something that is extremely surprising or shocking in a way that makes your jaw literally drop open. And the revelation is something surprising or previously unknown that is revealed or uncovered.
I mean, but here's where my mind goes right now. What? Like, if you were the person that hit them, wouldn't you maybe have gotten rid of the car? I mean, wouldn't that be like the first thing that you would do?
Maybe. That would look really suspicious, don't you think?
No.
I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't get rid of the car because it's how guilty it would make me look. It's kind of the worst thing you could possibly do. Like putting a fucking bullseye on your head.
So, Jen's husband was hit by a car, and here, Jen and Judy are talking about the car as evidence. While Judy believes the murderer might have gotten rid of the car, Jen thinks it would be a foolish thing to do.
Like putting a fucking bullseye on your head.
Putting a bullseye on your head is a visual metaphor here. It means to draw attention. A bullseye is the center of a target, making it the most prominent and vulnerable point. So, what she's saying here is that getting rid of the car would make them a suspect and potentially point to them as a murderer. Now, that was all for today. I hope you took note of 2 or 3 series that would be a great source of conversational English for you in 2025. Remember that learning English can be fun, and by watching the series in English, not only do you learn real English expressions natives use all the time, but you also get a chance to practice your pronunciation by mimicking or repeating the phrases after the characters. You can also practice new words and expressions you learned in this lesson with the flashcards on our Real Life English app. You'll find a special link right in the description below. Just use your smartphone to get started. It's the easiest way to make these words stick with you forever. And if you're staying with us on YouTube, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. This way you help other learners find these videos as well. Here's another great lesson for you to watch next.
Stranger Things is one of the most popular and critically acclaimed TV shows of all time, and for good reason. It's a perfectly crafted blend of horror, sci-fi, and coming-of-age drama with a cast of characters that you can't help but love and care about.
This is amazing.